Hi, this is Navya. So in this video, I'll be solving a UPSC Prelims paper 2020. UPSC Prelims 2020. And the series is A. And this answer is not from the official website from the UPSC. And this answers is from Ethical Word Education. So let's start the solving. The first question from the series A. So consider the following statements. Here there are four statements. In these four statements, we have to mark the correct one. So which is correct from the four statements, and the options are combination and individual also. So let's read the statement. Aadhaar metadata cannot be stored for more than 3 months. And this statement is absolutely wrong. Why? Because this Aadhaar metadata, this cannot be stored more than 6 months. And so this option is completely wrong. So let us strike out the first option. So the first option, this is completely wrong, as in the first statement itself is wrong because it cannot be stored for more than 6 months as per Aadhaar information. And one, let us strike out this first option and let us read the second statement. State cannot enter into any contract with a private corporation for sharing the Aadhaar data. But recently we have noticed in the COVID-19 situation, the Kerala has been shared with a private organization the Aadhaar data, other linked data with the patients. So this is also a wrong. It already has shared some data as per the news. And so second option itself is also wrong. Let us eliminate the second option. And the third option, the Aadhaar is mandatory for obtaining the insurance products. Yes, absolutely right. Because to obtain any insurance product, this Aadhaar is a mandatory. It has to be a link for that particular insurance, the scheme. So yeah, so third option is correct as per the statement. So here in the first question in the set of series A, that is the answer is at C. C is the right answer. So let's move to the second question. And second question, that is the Rajya Sabha has equal powers with the Lok Sabha in what all the matters. Option A, it states that the matter of creating a new all India services, and the B is amending the constitution. C, the removal of the government. D, making cut motions. So it's like a direct question. We can directly directly see that amending the constitution. So option B is the right answer. Let's move to the third question. The third question says that with reference to the funds under Member of Parliament Local Area Development Scheme. So here in this scheme, we have to mark the correct statement under this scheme. That is a member of the Parliament Local Area Development Scheme. So under this scheme, this funds, it must be used to create the durable assets. Durable assets in the sense like the physical infrastructure of the health, education. Yeah, this is correct because the schemes has included to create the assets like the physical infrastructure for the health education. And the second options, that is that a specified portion of each MP, this fund must benefit SC/ST population. Yes, this is also the right answer. And the third option, it states that MP lets this fund are sanctioned on the yearly basis, and the unused funds, this cannot be carried forward, that is for the next year. So this is a wrong statement. And the fourth is that the district authority must inspect at least 10% of all the work under the implementation every year. This is also the correct option. So that the 1, 2, and 4, that says that option D is the right answer for this question. Let us move to the fourth question. Fourth question. So, which one of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporates protection against the untouchability as a form of the discrimination? By the word discrimination and touchability itself, we will get to know easily the fundamental right is the right to equality. Equality in the sense there is no discrimination, and this untouchability also. So option D is the right answer for this, right to equality. And the fifth question here, in India, separation of judicial from the executive is enjoyed by, this is, the options are being like this: the preamble of the constitution, the directive principle of the state policy, and the seventh schedule, and the convention of the practice. So here, this enjoyed, I mean, this judiciary from the executive, this is like a 50-50. This is enjoyed by the Article 50. This is enjoyed by the Article 50 of the Constitution of India. Article 50 of the Constitution of India, that is Constitution of India, that is a directive principle of the state policy. So option B is the right answer. Article 50 of the Constitution of India, that is the directive principle of the state policy. Sixth question. Along with the budget, the finance minister also places other documents before the parliament, which include the macroeconomic framework statement. The macroeconomic framework statement. So this document is presented because this is mandated by which of these following? So this is mandated by long-standing parliament convention. No, this is not a mandated one. And Article 121 also no, and 113 also no. And the answer is option D. That is a provision of the Fiscal Responsibility and the Budget Management Act 2003. So the fiscal responsibility, this has been initiated by Act in 2003. So option D is the right answer. And the seventh question. A constitutional government by definition is a... So the constitutional government by definition, it is not the government by legislature. No, it is not the popular government, and not the multi-party government. So the answer is D, option D, that is the limited government. So this limited government is one who's the legalized force or the power. So this is being restricted through the delegated and enumerated authorities. It has been, we can just tell as a restricted. So it is called as the limited government. The eighth question. Other than the fundamental right, which of the following parts of the Constitution of India reflects the principles and the provision of the Universal Declaration of the Human Right? That is, the options are like the preamble, directive principle of the state policy, and the fundamental duties. So here it stays at the option 2, that is a directive principle of the state policy. Ninth question, that is, in India, legal services authorities provide free legal service to which of the following types of citizen? There is a free legal services for whom, and what will be the conditions, eligibility criteria? It is a question. So here there are four options. So the first is the person with an annual income of less than 1 lakh. So this, he is also the eligible one, and this option is right. And the second option says that the transgender with an annual income of less than 2 lakh. This is also the right one. And here the members of the other backward classes with obviously the income is less than 3 lakh, no. And here for all citizens, no. All senior citizens. in this senior citizen, there will be an criteria that says that the senior citizen annual income should be again less than 2 lakh. For them, for that senior citizen, this will be eligible one, the correct one. So the correct answer is option 1, this, and option 2, whereas this is not a right answer. Fourth option is not right. So let us strike out the fourth option, and 1 and 2 is right. So here in the C, 1 is not there. So let us correct for the option A. So this answer, the ninth answer is option A. That is a person with annual income of less than 1 lakh, and also the transgender with the annual income that is a less than 2 lakh. And also there is a criteria that says that the senior citizen whose income is less than the annual income is less than the 2 lakh. So the 10th question, it states that the consider the following pair. So here we have to match the following, the correct pair. That the in this list it says the international agreement setup, and this is a subject, the matter, the related one. The first is the Alma Ata Declaration. So they have mapped to the healthcare of people. So this option is right. Why? Because this Alma Ata Declaration. So this is adopted at the International Conference on the Primary Health Care of the People. That is at the Kazakhstan. That the country name is the Kazakhstan, and it was set up at 1978 at the Kazakhstan. So here it was declared for the healthcare of the people, for all the people. So it expressed the need for the urgent action. So the need for the urgent action on the healthcare, urgent action on the healthcare, health for all the government, like all health, so development in the workers to protect or to promote the health to all the people. That was a main aim for this. The main aim is to protect or to promote, to protect or to promote health, promote health to all the people, to all the people. So that the first option is right. So Kazakhstan and 1978, this aims at in protecting and the promoting of the health, that is for all of the people. And let us know the second one. So this is right, as it is a true statement. And the second option is that Hague Convention, that it is subjected for the biological and chemical. So this is absolutely wrong. Why? Because this Hague Convention, this is on the civil that aspects of the international for the child abduction. That is a child internationally abducted, that method only. This provides an expedition method to return the child international abducted. And the third option is to Talano Dialogue. So this is for the UN climate change. Yes, this is for the UN climate change. This is right, as it is for the climate change. The subject is related to the climate change, that this is right. And the fourth option is under 2 coalition. So this is not the child right. So this the subject is that the global community of the state or the religion government that is committed for the ambition of the climate. So here the climate action comes here in the line with the Paris Agreement. So with the Paris Agreement. So option 3 and option 2 got eliminated. Let us strike wherever option 2 is there, and option 4 is, and here the option 4 is also wrong. That is under 2 coalition. So this is also wrong. Now the left is 1 and 3. As the Alma Ata Declaration, that is for the healthcare of the people, to protect, to promote the health to all of the people, that was in 1978. Yes, that is correct. And the Talano Dialogue, this is for the global climate change, that is a UN climate change. So the correct option is C. The 11th question. A parliament system of government is one in which all political party in the parliament are represented in the government. That is not all political parties in the parliament are not represented in the government. This is wrong. And the second option is the government is responsible to the parliament and can be removed by it. So this is a right option. And the government is elected by the people and can be removed by them. No, this is not. And so the answer is directly says that the option B is the correct answer, not option 1. The 12th question. So which part of the Constitution of India declares the ideal of welfare state? Welfare state. This is a direct question. The answer is option A. It is a directive principle of the state policy. 13th question. Consider the following statements which are true, which are not true. Options are, it says that the statement says that the Constitution of India declares its basic structure in terms of federalism, secularism, fundamental right, and democracy. So here, the basic structure, this basic structure is not defined by the Constitution. So this option is wrong. So the first option, wherever it is there, I just make it as wrong, and only 2 will be the right one. That is, the Constitution of India provides for the judicial review to safeguard the citizens' liberties and to preserve the legal ideals on which the Constitution is based on. 14th question. That is one common agreement between the two great that is a Gandhism and the Marxism. So here both of them was established of the stateless society. So this is a common agreement between this Gandhism and the Marxism. That is the final goal of the stateless society, and also stateless as well as the classless society. This was the common between them both, Gandhism as well as the Marxism. So, and one difference is that the Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma Gandhi, I'll just writing here. This Mahatma Gandhi, he wanted to achieve through the non-violence, whereas the Marxism, so he wanted to achieve through the violence. This was the difference between between them both. So non-violence and the violence, and the common thing is that both wanted to get the final goal, that is a stateless society. So this is the right answer, option A. So both wanted both of them, the final goal was the stateless society as well as the classless society, as your stateless is mentioned. So the option the A is right for the question 14th. 15th question. In the context of India, which one of the following is the characteristic appropriate for the bureaucracy? Option E, an agency for widening the scope of parliamentary democracy. Option B says that an agency for strengthening the structure of the federalism. That is also, it's not the right one. An agency for facilitating the political stability and economic growth. That is also not a right one. And the right answer is option D. That is an agency for the implementation of the public policy. Question number 16, that is the preamble of the Constitution of India is which of these following statements tells the truth? Option E says that the part of the Constitution but has no legal effect. This is not the right one. Not a part of the constitution and has a no legal effect. No, it is a part of the constitution. This statement is wrong. So option C states that a part of the constitution and has the same legal effect. No, this is not the right answer. The right answer is a part of the constitution but has no legal effect independently on of other parts. That is option D is the right answer. The 17th question says that the gold tracket, the reserve tracket, this refers to what? So, a loan system of the World Bank, it is not related to this, not a World Bank, and one of the operation of the central bank, this is also not the right one, and a credit system that is granted by the World Trade Organization, that is also not the right one. And this is a credit system that is granted by IMF, that is the International Monetary Fund, so that it's to the members. So option D is the right answer. So why? Because this gold trend, as the name itself, this is the amount of the gold, the amount of the gold, so that each member of the country, so each member of the country of the IMF, so they contribute as part of its membership obligations to the fund and can readily borrow. They can borrow when they face any issues, the economic difficulties, they can easily borrow this IMF. So this is a credit system that is granted by the International Monetary Fund to its members when the member face any economic financial difficulties. So question number 18. With reference to the provision contained in the part 4 of the Constitution of India, which of the following statements are correct? The statement 1, they shall be enforceable by the courts. This option is not correct. They shall not be enforceable by any courts. Yes, part 4 of the Constitution of India, they shall not be enforced by any of the courts. So the second statement is correct. And the third statement says that the principles laid down in this part or to influence the making of laws by the state. Yes, making laws by the state. So as in the statements 2 and 3. So option D is the right answer. Question 19, that is the consider the following statements. Here there are two statements. In these two statements, we need to make sure about the correct statement. Which statement is right, and the options will be like option A, option B, or neither or both the answers. So let us read the first statement. According to the Constitution of India, a person who is eligible to vote can be made a minister in the state for 6 months, even if or she is not a member of the legislature of that state. So here each person will be having an eligible to vote, but the eligible criteria to vote, that may be vary according to the age, the 18 age. So these age matters in this eligible criteria. So this is not a perfect correct one. And let us read the second option, that is according to the Representation of the People Act 1951, a person convicted of the criminal offense and sentenced to imprisonment. So if the criminal offense, so those can be sentenced to the imprisonment for the 5 years, is permanently disqualified. So they has to be sentenced for the 5 years in the jail, and it has to be disqualified permanently from the contesting in the election, further election, even after the release from the prison. So here in this statement, and this statement is completely wrong. Why? Because here the jail, he can be imprisoned for the 5 years. This is not 5 years. He can be imprisoned for the 2+ years, 2 years or more than 2 years. And in this disqualification, so from the date of the release from the jail, means after 2 years or more than 2 years from the date of the release, he must be disqualified not permanently but for 6 years from the date of the release from the jail, or from the imprison, from the release of from the imprison after 6 years. Till 6 years, they will be in a disqualified. So both options are not correct. So the correct answer is D. Neither one nor two. The second option, not first option, not the second one. This 20th question. Consider the following statements. Here there are three statements. Again, we have to correct which statements tells the correct one. The President of India can summon a session of the Parliament in such a place as he or she thinks about that. And the Constitution of India that provides for the 3 sessions of the Parliament in a year, but it is not a mandatory to conduct all 3 sessions. No, this comes under 6 months gap. 6 months gap. And there is no minimum number of the days that the Parliament is required to meet in the years. So yeah, so this is the right option. So here the option is 1 and 3. That is option C, 1 and 3. Question number 21. With reference to the history of India, so consider the following statement. These are the statements which are correct or not. We have to just select the options over here. So Aurang, it is stated that in charge of the Treasury of State, as per the history of India, this is completely wrong. As this Aurang is the goods collected. This is the goods that is collected before sold out, before selling, and the second is the Banyan. So this is stating that the Indian agent of the East India Company. Yes, this is a European merchant. So this is the correct answer. East India Company. This is an Indian agent of the East India Company. So option 2 is correct. The 2 means. So 1 is completely got eliminated. I'll just eliminate this. So 2 is right. So this is got eliminated because 2 is the right one. In this 2, we need to pick any one answer. And let us move to some other option. The other statement, that is the Mirasidar. So this states that this is designated for the revenue payer to the state. Yeah, this is a right one because this comes under in the Royalty system. The government recognized as a sale of the property of the land, that this means it renounces the right completely. So option 3 is correct. Option 2 and 3, that is B. So in charge of the treasury, this got eliminated. 1. Option B is the right answer. Question 22. With a reference to the religious history of India, consider the following statements. So in these 3 statements, which are right, which are not right, that we need to mark here. So this states that Stavira Vadins, this belong to Mahayana Buddhism. This is wrong. This statement is wrong. Lokatara Vadin, this sector was an offshoot of the Mahasangika sector of the Buddhism. This is right. And the deification of the Buddha by the Mahasangikas fosters for the Mahayana Buddhism. This is also the right. Then option is 2 and 3 is the right answer. 23rd question. Which of the following statements correctly explain the impact of Industrial Revolution on India during the first half of the 19th century? So here, during the first half of the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution, it was completely on the handicrafts. So the Industrial Revolution during the first half of the 19th century, that led to a reigning of the Indian handicraft. So option A is correct. And the 24th question. So this is, we need to arrange the chronological order. So the events in the history of India. Raise of Pratihara under King Bhoja. It is there. This Bhoja, this comes under 836, and the establishment of the Pallava power under the Mahendravarma first, and this comes in the under almost the 600 series, and the establishment of the Chola of power by the Parantaka one. This comes under the 907 series of these are under the CE, and the Pala dynasty founded the Gopala. Pala dynasty it founded in 750 to 770. So let us come in order wise. That is first the 600, the two. This is the first option. 600. After that, this establishment of this Chola dynasty, and the Boja. This is 3. And final, last but not least, is the third option. Not third. It is, yeah, it is a third option. I mean, this is a fourth one. So 3, let's move to the option. That is option C. Yeah. So 2, 4, 1, 3, 2. 2 in the sense this comes first. This is the 2 is a 1, and 4, that is the Pala dynasty founded by the Gopala, and the first raise of Pratihara king, and finally the establishment of the Chola power, that is in 1909. 25th question. Which of the following phrases defines the nature of the hundi generally referred to in the source of the post-Arsha period? So here the option says that an advisory issued by the king to the subordinates, and this is a diary to be maintained for diary accounts, and a bill of exchange and order from the feudal lord to his subordinate. So the correct answer is option C. That is, it is a bill of exchange. And this is not a official answer released by the UPSC website, and this is the answer what from the Ethical Word Education, and will release as soon as when the UPSC officially they release answers. So then we'll definitely will just release those answers also along with the cutoff.